The standard Somati isn't that bad damage-wise. This thing, it's basically like the Soma is, but a dual-wielding secondary, so pretty decent crit chance, 24%. The new one, 24%. Unlike the Baza though, this does have extra damage, extra status. Well, the other one has extra status, but this does have the extra damage, the other one doesn't, and just generally looks better and should, in theory, perform better in every way, because the status has got 10% more, the fire rate's increased, the magazine's capacity's increased, the reload's the same, but the damage has gone up. The accuracy, however, even has gone down quite a bit. Actually, yes, that is the Somati. For some reason I thought I'd clicked on the stilettos there, which I didn't, luckily, because the stilettos are way better. I'm really hoping though these turn out to be really, really good, because they need to be. Comes with a dash and 2 Vs, so more than likely you will need to format this once, if at all. Okay, I'm only 2 former in, and ignoring the lag, these things are actually taking enemies out really quickly. I'm in 2 minds about retiring another weapon that I haven't actually finished the video on yet, and going for these. That's what I mean by lag. This is... somebody's joined and it's just lag city. Just complete, I mean... oh, when did I run out of power? Not quite sure why he's talking about consequences of death and lots of... I mean, come on, that was 1,000. The fire rate on these is great. Just like the Soma, it starts off slow. Hang on. And gets super fast. Incredibly quick, that's what I mean by... I have corrosive on these. It shouldn't tear through corpus like that. And of course the enemies drop dead instantly. It's just eating the enemies to bits really quickly. I did not expect this. I was expecting a little bit of an improved Somati. These are vastly improved. I'm not even aiming for headshots. Okay, granted they are taking damage from other places, but I'm actually amazed quite a bit, and may actually put another former in these, though I don't think it really needs them. This is the first former I've put in them, just to be able to get something in here. I mean, 71 gone. That was a headshot, insta-death nearly. But again, other frames here helping a lot, which is why I keep saying there's only one other place I can think of taking these to try them out, because the ones I was using were the Kuva stubbers, and I liked those a lot. Helps if I actually hit the enemy, but they never used to do that. And they are struggling just a bit in some of the Railjack missions. So, in theory, if we swap over to Railjack, I am having way too much fun with these. Reload. I do have a reload mod in here because I'm missing one of the multi-shot mods, which will make these more powerful, but I will be fitting that upon completion of this mission, which, to be fair, is complete now. But we'll be going for the 4th one, because obviously I'm still looking for the ephemera from here, as long as the host actually goes. The host went through, so through I go. This is what I mean by testing it. These guys usually take a fair few hits, and actually this is taking them down about the same. They're all covering the faces, so landing those crit hits does not work out that well. Yeah, actually it's about the same. So my hope of these being way stronger, it's there, but it's not as there as I was hoping it was going to be. It's a bit of a shame, because I was really hoping they would do really well there, but just like the Kuva I've completely forgotten what they are called now. The Kuva Stubbers. It works. They work pretty well. Just not as good as lots of the other weapons do. And that's the situation I was wanting to put them into, to figure out if they were better. They seem to be, I'm wasting ammo, about the same, if not a little bit worse. As for actually building this, really you need at least another V and a dash on this. You need to run primed pistol gambit, primed target cracker. After that, how you build it is completely up to you. With it being a fast-firing automatic weapon, lethal torrent, barrel diffusion, hornet strike, kind of a given. Beyond that, do as you wish. I used to make the magazines bigger, but that's just, it helps in an insane amount. But with this one, I did throw reload speed on and then obviously an elemental combo. Not going to go too much into builds because we've covered these weapons in the past when they came out. Do want to do a little bit more work to them. The reason for the second former, possibly even 2Vs would work on this with barrel diffusion and lethal torrent being 11-point mods, is these newer primes, all weapons now actually, have the Exilus weapon slot to them, and putting something in there, hopefully they release something that is actually really useful for that slot in the future. But since these are primes, how you build them depends upon how you built your normal one. If this is the first time you have gotten one, that is the only reason I mentioned it, but I'm not really going to show it because, well, I don't have an excuse. I just came to doing this and realised I had no footage of the actual build. But these things, they're exactly as I remember them being. The Soma was great because when you started to fire it, you could fire off one round, and if you had the thing set up just right, you could deal a lot of damage with it. These work exactly the same. They start firing really slowly and then speed up to empty that magazine of 80, which is why magazine capacity is probably better than having reload in these. There's a lot of different ways you can set them up depending upon how you use them. I'm more of a point, start shooting, and then don't stop shooting until the magazine is empty, unless there's no enemies in the area. I will keep it firing between enemies. But damn, these things were great. If you have a ribbon for them, they can be even better, obviously. I'm kind of hoping one day they do allow us to have the ribbons in the Exilus slot, because that would make it so much easier to put builds on these, but at the same time ruin the whole functionality of that being a functional slot for making it better. I mean, reload and such, I don't think they actually allowed that to go in there. The parts aren't that hard to get a hold of. The link is probably the hardest part to get a hold of, just simply because it is with most dual wielding weapons. And if it wasn't for the fact that I'm kind of running around with the Kuva Stubbers at the minute, I would probably instantly start using these all the time. Because since I got my hands on those dual Stubbers, I have gone back to using dual wielding secondaries. I've missed dual wielding secondaries a lot, like an insane amount. Running around with the Catch Moon, it is still a good weapon. I haven't stopped using the Catch Moon because it's a horrible weapon or a rubbish weapon. It still works really well. I know they said they nerfed it, but honestly, the only thing that's been nerfed was countered by the ribbon that I have on it. So yeah, it still works pretty much the same as it did before. I'm just enjoying running dual wielding secondaries again, so these, I will be coming back to these. I will be running these more than I am the Kuva Stubbers, but I'm still kind of enjoying those more than these just because I don't have a reason. I just threw them back on after playing with these for a while, and I think I'm going to go back to using these all the time because there's no reason other than the fact I've got an Eidolon lens on the Kuva Stubbers to not getting another one. Not an Eidolon lens, a Lua lens, putting a Lua lens on these and running these all the time because they do have a nice amount of crit damage. Yes, they are useless against the railjack enemies, but let's be honest, what weapon isn't? Those guys are a little bit overpowered. I'm not going to say overpowered. They're a little bit tough to take out. Not impossible, just a little bit tough for the level that they are. Sometimes even the ones on Earth can be a little bit harder to take out than an enemy on a planet. They are just tougher in like every single way, which is probably why I'm still using the Aksomati, the stubbers over the Aksomati. But I think I'm going to get round to putting a lens on this, and then I'm going to run these all the time because they do look so much nicer than the stubbers do anyway, and they really do a nice amount of damage. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.